Hey, what's going on, guys? And welcome back to the Ripster, where movies and entertainment are our reputation. So, yes, I know you noticed. I got me a haircut. I decided to go without the hat because I wanted to show it off. I kind of look like Curly, don't I? Okay, all joking aside. So, Honest Thief was directed by Mark Williams and stars Liam Neeson. So the film follows a thief named Tom who, after meeting the love of his life, decides to turn himself in for his crimes. Things aren't that simple as he tangles with some corrupt cops who wants the stolen money in Tom's possession. I really don't have that much to say about this film. This is probably going to be a little bit of a shorter review than what my past reviews has been here recently. So, it's a Liam Neeson movie, which leads me to the positives. I still thought he was a little bit of a badass in this. I've always liked Liam Neeson ever since I've seen him in Taken, which was the first batch of movies I've seen him in. I know he was a veteran actor way before that. I've never really seen much of his earlier films other than Batman Begins. That was like the early film that I've seen of his. And he wasn't really that main of a star, but he was sort of a part of it. So, when he got into Taken, he was my homie, pretty much, in action stars. But in this film, let me just say, Liam Neeson still brought his A-game. Still brought his own. The whole story revolves around this guy with a guilty conscience. He's been a master thief for about, Lord knows how long. And as soon as he meets this woman, the love of his life, he pretty much changes his tune. It doesn't really show that much of a dynamic between him and his, stealing stuff. It just kind of shows it in context, shows it maybe in one scene, but that's about it. And then it skips to a year, and then, the movie goes on from there. And then, he decides to turn himself in, but these corrupt cops gets in his way. And then that's kind of where he shined. And I did like the whole thing about being given a second chance. Even though he was dealing with all these corrupt cops, I liked that whole concept. To be given a fresh start, a new lease on life. A second chance, which a lot of us don't actually get but want out of life. And I like how this film touches on that subject. If you want to get technical, the way it was shot, it was pretty good. It was pretty decent. Anything to put a more positive spin on this movie, because here we go into the negatives. Yeah, I know. This is kind of weird for me getting into the negatives so soon, but I'm not saying that I hated the movie, but here we go. There wasn't really no substance there. The writers decided to do these elongated scenes, and the movie never really picked up for me. It was an hour and 40 minutes of kind of lackluster. It was a little boring, which made the tone and pace naturally really fall off the wagon for me. I feel like this film will probably be one of those easily forgettable types of films, if it's not already. It was very lackluster. I feel like we are way past, and I know this is probably obvious to a lot of y'all, but I feel like we are way past his Taken days, which is where I think that man really, really shined. Those films had substance, it had good stories. Not that I'm saying the story in this film was horrible, but with Taken, it was more emotion. It was more substance, it was more excitement, it was more tenseness. And this may have something to do with his age. I don't know. No offense to Liam Neeson. I did hear that a while back after Cold Pursuit, which was another one that I kind of felt the same way that I do about this one. I've read that that was going to be his last action film, which I never really considered Cold Pursuit an action movie. Now he's doing mostly dramas, and that's what I mostly see him do, and that's kind of sad for me because I really thought he was an awesome action star, especially in the ways of Taken. And even after Taken, he came out with that surprisingly good Run All Night movie. It starred Ed Harris, and even that one was good, which came out in 2015. But ever since then, I don't know. It's like Liam Neeson kind of gave up, and that's probably true. That's probably why we hadn't really been seeing him in much action films like Taken. I don't know if he can probably match to what he's done in those films, action-wise. But ever since Run All Night, back in 2015, I just felt like his movies just came dull. I mean, there's still some good moments with this man. He still knows how to fight, and they choreographed it just right in this film, and even in Cold Pursuit and some of his others that followed Run All Night with him fighting and stuff. But there wasn't enough there. It just wasn't enough to grab me. Again, Like I said, still had some kick-ass moments, still had some good fighting scenes in it, but it just didn't match up to what he did in Taken. And I know film is way different than what those films are, but it just seems like he doesn't really try that much anymore, and this may be intentional, but I just don't really feel like he's giving it his all, action-wise that is. Now, as an actor, I think he's still good. He's still got it there. But in the sense of action, like he wasn't Taken, there wasn't nothing there. It just didn't really grab me as much. I feel like this film could probably be better off streaming or rented. You don't really have to immediately go out to the theaters to see this. I mean, it's not horrible. It just wasn't for me. It just wasn't for me. Honest Thief has its moments. Liam Neeson still shined, but as far as anticipation, angst, and excitement, you won't find much here. It's an acquired taste. So, Honest Thief, what did you think of it? Did you find it not as substantial, or did you enjoy it enough? Leave your comment down below and give me your thoughts. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. Like, subscribe, and comment if you haven't already. I should be doing the rest of the Hatchet films soon, and the rest of the Nightmare on Elm Street soon. Even though those are probably Halloween based, I've still got to do them anyway. I'll see you on the next one, whatever it may be. Peace the Reptastic.